Greetings, y'all. It's your anak Peter Mata, and welcome to the Golf Stories podcast. I know this is a little different from what y'all are used to hearing me talk about golf content. Usually it's video essays and whatnot, but we're going to try a little something different this year. Happy New Year, by the way, to all.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah, exactly. So get comfortable. Unfortunately, the video essay is going to put it on the back burner for this year, but I still want to talk golf, and I think I got the perfect candidate in person to talk golf with on this new podcast that we're kind of starting up. So y'all know me. I'm not your anak, Peter Mata, junior golfer, still play golf now, avid golfer. I'm a scratch golfer. You know, I'm not a pro. Just because I can talk it well doesn't mean I can do it just as good as the pros. But I love the game, and you know, PGA Tour golf is something I keep up with. I don't get to catch every little hole out there, but you know, I do catch the highlights at the very least, and I do know who's the winners out there. And you know, the guy who's doing this with me is someone that knows that world very well, intricately, and he's been inside that world. He's a PGA Tour caddy, in fact. Please welcome to the channel and show Mr. Derell Aton, who will be my co-host on this beautiful podcast. What's going on, Derell?
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for having me. 2022, it's wow. I mean, like I said, like, you know, you look at it like it's already here, and I mean, we're just running with it. You know, and just like I said, it's as long as every year's, you know, a little bit of an improvement for, you know, moving forward, even if it's 1% or 0.5%, improvement is better than no improvement, no matter how big or not it is.
Right, exactly. I mean, we're golfers. You want to at least get par, you know?
I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's funny because, you know, I was at the driving range today, and, you know, my thing now is everybody always asks, oh, how's the golf game? How is it? And ultimately, I tell them now, which it's funny, but it's true. It's like, as long as I don't get worse, I'm happy. As crazy as it sounds, like, what are you trying to do? Like, I'm just trying not to get worse, you know? And so that's my main goal these days. Obviously, I'm trying to get better, but ultimately, you just don't want to get worse.
Yeah. No, that's exactly right. You do what you got to do. You got to get in some sort of mindset to get you to play good golf. You know.
Oh, I mean, like I said, it takes a lot. You know.
And like, you're a PGA Tour caddy, you know that for sure. If you want to give the people a little intro into players you caddied for and whatnot, by all means.
I mean, I basically started, you know, right after college. I told myself, you know, I caddied at a private club, you know, back here in California. We hosted it was owned by the Fry's, you know, company. So if you remember the Fry's Open, so that's kind of how I got my start, because we would do the Wednesday pro-ams, you know, so we'd be, you know, that amateur, you know, caddying for the amateur caddies, and you'd have a pro. And that's kind of what got me, you know, interested. Like I said, I'd caddy while I was in college. So caddying for, you know, not very good players. So it was more of a service. And being exposed to the Fry's Open, because now we're behind the scenes, you know, behind the ropes, you know, thinking like, oh, I can kind of do this. And so I remember my junior year of college specifically, like, you know, I graduated with a degree in kinesiology. That's what I was going to school for. And my junior year, towards the end, like going into senior, I was like, you know, I want to try to PGA Tour caddy. And, you know, I networked with a lot of guys there, you know, not knowing anything about it, really, just kind of just keeping an open mind to it.
Right.
So basically, you know, I remember going into finals, you know, my last, you know, year of college, I was like, you know what, just take care of business. This is your ticket, you know, even though you think you might not need it, but you need to have a backup, or you need to have something to free your mind. And so I finished and networked with some caddies, started on the web.com, and kind of basically worked my way up. And this is my 6th season, you know, in a sense, going into the PGA Tour. And like I said, you know, my start really, like, to get me to the PGA Tour was Mackenzie Hughes. Met him out on the web.com, and we rode, you know, the finals together, got up to the PGA Tour, and worked with him for a couple of years. And, you know, recently, my recent stint was, you know, I worked for Hunter Mayhem this past year. And, you know, it's been a struggle. Great dude. He's been struggling. So, you know, we'll see what the future holds. Right now, he's taking time away from golf, and we'll see how that goes. And like I said, definitely had great experiences. And so real quick, like I remember after graduating college, I told myself I'd give myself 3 years. If nothing pans out, I'd go get my master's. Granted, in my mind, I was just telling myself that, I was like, this better work out because I do not want to get my master's. But just to free my mind, like I said, hey, it's okay if it doesn't work out. You have 3 years, enjoy. And so here we are, still going at it.
Yeah, absolutely. And
so currently, I mean, my current situation, since Hunter's taken time off, I'm a free agent. Nobody's, permanent at the moment, but I do have confirmed today. I have, work for the week of Pebble Beach, which is nearby me. I won't say who yet, but I definitely will be working that week.
Yeah.
So until then, we're just going with it and trying to play golf and try to be more knowledgeable and, like I said, enjoy it. Like I said, because at the end of the day, like for me, I'm a golf nerd. In the caddy world, a lot of the caddies, majority of them, in my opinion, are not really into golf anymore. It's just strictly work. So they're not really, again, I would say the average caddy is probably 40. Let's just put it that way. So normally when they're, back home, they're, a family person, they've been away on the road. So their golf is not really what they're trying to do. But for me, I'm single. So anytime, I'm home, I'm always trying to golf, practice and, learn what I see out there and, implement it in my game. And it's funny because, like I said, I have so much more friends to play with because they want to take my money and I'm very competitive. Don't get that, like I said, I'm very competitive. So, and especially when you got a group of guys that are your level, that's what makes it fun. It's not fun when, one guy's a 20 handicap and, one guy's a 5 and a 0. Like I have a group of guys, at least that I know that I play, like games with that we're all similar. So it's not, it's not going to be, it moves around. Right. Obviously I have friends, being in the golf world now that are really, really good. I don't really play with them as often just because, like I said, I like my group, And so
maybe one day when
like, let's put it this way. I've played with some pros and it's great, but it's not great because and one side is, they listen to you, but you can't execute like them. So it's just,
right.
It's just tough because it's like, you could know the analytics of golf and not be good, right? That's the beauty with golf and any sports. Like you look at, basketball coaches, some of them might not have been the greatest basketball players, but they know, the stats and how to, do this and that. Like, again, granted, you would want somebody that is good, but that doesn't necessarily always translate, So like I said, it's for me, it's what keeps me motivated is playing with a group of guys that I play with and just, going back and forth and all that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And look, I mean, you're also, since you kind of in no man's land right now, you can make golf content with me. So,
I mean, like I said, it's a win-win. I mean, at the end of the day, like, golf and, for me on the road, sometimes you get too much of golf. And so for me lately, by the way, is, a lot of my focus is football. So I'm a football nerd as well. I think that's why me and Hunter Mahan worked out so well, like together, because we were both sports fanatics, especially regarding football.
Right.
And so, like I said, it was, like I said, fun job and fun to be around him as well.
Yeah. And that's pretty much how we kind of connected. I mean, as I'm sure subscribers know, I made a What Happened to Hunter Mahan video.
Yeah.
And Derell reached out and said it was a really good video, which I appreciate.
Yeah. You know what was funny is, like I said, I honestly, I was, because you have a lot of downtime in your hotel room, and I was just kind of flipping through stuff, and me being a caddy as well, like caddying for Hunter, like you want to look at his swings and what looks different, and that's kind of how it popped up. And the crazy part, I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like that was the same week we were in Louisiana that I caught your little video.
I think it might have been.
I think, like, as crazy as it sounds, I think it was in Louisiana because I was in the hotel.
Yeah.
And it's just fitting because you're in Louisiana. And like I said, it just, I mean, if I remember correctly, I think that was that week.
Yeah, the algorithms just came together that week, I guess.
Or another thing could happen is I seen it before that video, but I never really dived into it until the week of Louisiana. So those are two things that definitely could happen. But regardless, it worked out, and here we are.
Yeah, here we are, expanding our relationship online, for the world to see.
And to be honest with you, we're both Filipino, and the Filipino community is very small, in general. And so we stick together.
Yeah, absolutely. So that just works out. You're an anak. You're
exactly. By nature, you just have to, be friends. It's inevitable.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Yeah. So no, it's been good. We exchanged texts here and there. I wish I had came down to at least meet you in person. I think that was like in the midst of COVID. I don't know, the fan limitation and things like that. But
I mean, it was a tough time. Like all good either way. Like I said, the beauty at the end of the day, the beauty with golf is it's always going to be there.
And that
it's crazy with golf. As crazy with golf is, it's getting exciting. Like it's even getting more. You would think it kind of died down, but it's getting more and more exciting, I feel.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Purses are going up and, stuff like that.
I mean, the quality of play. I mean, we're about to get into it right now. The quality of play this past weekend, it's ridiculous. I mean, three guys broke Ernie Els's 2003 record, 31 under. And, you shoot like you're John Rahm or Matt Jones, you shoot 33, 32 under and you lose. I mean, what are you going to do?
And that's crazy.
Did you get to watch any of that, or did you watch the highlights?
I watched some highlights. These days, for the most parts, I mainly just see highlights. Just because of, like I said, football season in its, peak right now.
Yeah.
And like I said, I still dabble in golf, and it's crazy because before I got into the golf world, obviously, because you're not in the golf world, as much as you want to know, right? You're looking at, where he, he won this tournament, this guy did this, like, the little things, what putter, I remember I was going to an event as a kid, and a guy he'd be like, oh, that's a Rife putter.
Yes.
And most people wouldn't even know what Rife is.
Yeah.
So like I said, I was that deep, like, oh, that's a Rife. And people would look at me like, what's a Rife? And I'm like, dude, it rolls amazing. And I forgot who I even was telling it to. Like, I seen the pro, I was like, oh, that's an awesome Rife putter. And the pro was just like, oh yeah, like I said, they don't even know.
Yeah.
Like it's not that they don't know, but it works, and that's really what they know. As long as it works, like me being around it, like, guys don't know shafts. At the end of the day, the fitters are testing them. Hey, this shaft is great. Whatever works for them and the numbers work out. That's all that matters.
They're good with it. Yeah.
They couldn't tell you like, oh, this is a Diamond White 7X, or
most the grooves on the putter. The forks and grooves on the putter help the ball roll true.
Correct. Like, they don't know the details that us average golfers and like equipment junkies know. You know what I mean? Like, they just go play golf. And so it's funny because it's like, oh, if they had a rare shaft, they wouldn't even know it's rare. You know what I mean? Or a rare whatever. They wouldn't even think it's rare because it's just normal to them.
Yeah. No. And it's ridiculous what they do with it, though.
Well, I mean, like I said, I think that's the talent that these guys have is just like, I think that's one thing that is overlooked is we don't realize how good they are. Like, think about it this way. Like, they do that every week at a different golf course, different grass, different greens, whatever. I mean, I'm not just knocking other sports, but like, for example, a free throw is the same length, whether you're in New Orleans or in LA. Like, that length is the same. A 3-footer is the same length, but now you have different grasses. Now it's bumpy. Now you got weather. Now you got wind. Like, the elements, like, golfers play in elements. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and not only like even hitting shots, like uneven lies, downhill, side hill, like wind into, stuff like that. Like, that's one thing that, right. Like, that's one thing that I didn't appreciate the golfers as much until like being in there. You know, even before caddying, like I wasn't really like concerned about, oh, the wind is into from the right, or you know what I mean? It's like, listen, I'm just trying to hit the golf ball, you know, solid, let alone thinking like, okay, if it's right to left wind, it's gonna move more, you know, this way. Like I'm not even worried about that yet. But here at this level, at the highest level, like you need to know because they can do what they want to do. You know?
Yeah. No, and like I said, I think proof was this past weekend.
Right.
I mean, like they were talking about it was an easy course, you know, 50-yard fairways, you know, soft greens, little wind. Like,
right.
I mean, yeah, but like I think if I play well, I could probably shoot maybe a couple under, maybe even par.
Right.
But for them to go 30 under, like that's, and like what middle of pack was like 15, 18 under. That's like,
right.
What I mean, that's like 68 every day. Like, what is that? Like, come on.
I mean, like, and that's where I'm getting at. Like, even if a course, because I've played quote unquote easy places, you still gotta execute.
Yeah.
You know, like that's something that we forget about. Like these guys are executing at the highest stage. You know what I mean? Like a lot's on the line. Like I said, I appreciate it even more and more. Like when at the beginning, you're like, oh, I can make birdie on this hole, 420. You know what I mean? This whole 420 yards. I made birdies on holes, dude. Now you put up rough. Now you put up like it's. I think honestly, like I feel like if you can't shoot 68, like as an average player, everywhere you go, no matter like a guy that does that still probably doesn't even have a chance.
They're on the mini tours.
They're on the mini tour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, like I said, I think at the top, they make that type of money for a reason. And like I said, with golf, the beauty of golf is they earn every dollar.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Right. You know, there's no guarantees because the moment you get hurt or you're not out, you're not relevant, like you go away. Like, you know, in other sports, you have 5-year contracts that are guaranteed X number.
You're going to get paid no matter what.
You're going to get paid whether you bust or not. Right. Yeah. You bust on the PGA Tour, you're not getting paid.
Yeah. You're trying to keep your job. Yeah.
And that's why I appreciate golfers a lot because like I said, they make that money. Like I said, you have to go play. And there's no team ultimately on the golf course besides your caddy. And ultimately you can play amazing and still lose.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy that shot 22 under this week, whoever, I don't know who that is. I'm just saying you shoot 22 under, you're feeling pretty good.
Yeah. He probably didn't even top 10 this week.
and I was like, that's still good golf. I don't care how easy or hard the golf course is. You still shot 22. Even, hey, 18 under. You even sign up the 18 under crew.
I can't do that on putt-putt. So.
You know, so like, you know, like I said, it's amazing to see. And that's why these guys are, you know, the world best.
Yes, indeed. Do you have experience at, what was their course? At Maui?
Kapalua. So luckily, you know, I have been there. You know,
it's a privilege to get to that tournament.
Yeah, in 2016, the fall, you know, I was caddying for Mackenzie Hughes, and we're able to get it done that week. And that week was, like I said, unreal for me. You know, never, you know, really been in that situation before. But like I said, I think I was excited to be in that situation. It didn't scare me because it's like, hey, this is what, I mean, you're not getting your master's because of this. So like, you know, do something.
This is what you signed up for.
This is what I signed up for. This is like the adrenaline rush. And like I said, I think, because obviously I want to be a good player. You know, that's not, you know, for sure. I work hard at it, you know, just like, you know, I want to, but I have no desire to be a professional golfer. Like I said, I've been through the life, you know, I see what they go through. Like, it's not as glamorous as we think it is. But at the end of the day, I like, you know, the next best thing is a caddy. And so being, you know, front row seat, you know, is amazing to me. And so to touch up, so we won in 2016 in the fall, basically the last person to get in. How about that? You know, it's the last tournament of the year. And,
sure.
You know, I remember I had my flight to Sony. And obviously after, you know, Mac wins, I had to change it to go to Maui instead of Honolulu, which is a good problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
So speaking of, that golf course. Long, hardest walk on tour without a doubt.
I was about to say, yeah, for caddies, I'm sure that
without a doubt. But
your steps in.
I mean, I will say they help us out during the week because there's carts during the practice round.
Okay, that's helpful.
So that's very, very rare.
I didn't know that. No, that's a good one. Yeah.
There's only two events that I've been in that they let you carts in the practice rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And that is that event for sure. And Palm Springs.
Oh,
Palm Springs, you get carts during the practice round.
Interesting.
So it's because they close the course Monday through Wednesday.
Okay.
So they close it. So there's so they would never even knew we had carts. So those are the two events that I've known carts on the PGA Tour for a practice round.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously Palm Springs, you don't need it. Kapalua, you need it.
Dang.
Hard, a lot of, like I said, up and downs. It's like I said, toughest walk on tour. And I remember it's obvious when I was there, it was windy. So like those scores to me are like even more unreal.
Right.
Like I said, not only am I like catching my breath, like I said, on top of trying to do well.
Yeah.
I will remember for me, the hardest, I can tell you what the hardest walk on that course is. Is going up the fairway from the 9 fairway. So going from the 9 fairway to the green.
Like up and down.
Yes. That is the hardest walk on tour for me. The hardest little stretch.
Wow.
So my trick was, I haven't really shared this with many people, is, after Mac would hit the second shot, I would get there as soon as possible to the, basically your third shot, way quicker than him. So I can catch my breath and not make him feel like, dude, are you okay? Can you still do the job?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you're puffing, huffing and puffing over here. So I remember all 4 of those days, literally after he would hit the second shot, literally like speed walk. So I can literally stop there for 30 seconds or a minute before he got there and literally take out all my breaths.
Take a little break.
Yes. Yes. And
I would not have thought that on that hole, but
yes, that hole is and then one more thing about, that walk, all the caddies know it's tough. And so I will remember the last day, Sunday, Brandon Grace's caddy. He was like, Derell, one more day of torture. I will never forget that. One more day of torture. So, and obviously what makes it easier is no cut. Just being honest, so at least, you're going to be, taken care of after 4 days.
Yeah. Get to the finish line. You're going to get paid. So
yes, get to the finish line. You're going to get paid. So at the end of the day, it's all good.
Yeah. No, okay. So, yeah. No, I did not know. See, this is why we have Derell on this show, to give us these little nuggets about that. Like, I would not have guessed that Maui is, it looks like it. Like at least you get some pretty views, and at least you're in Hawaii. So
I said, I didn't appreciate as much as when I was there because it was new, right? Like I said, like you've grown up watching this, this tournament, it used to be the Mercedes, you know what I mean? Like
I still call it the Mercedes.
I still call it the Mercedes. And I remember, like I said, it was Sentry or was it even called the Nissan at one point? Like, I'm like I said, I've always known it as the Mercedes. So, like I said, it was just unreal at that time.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. And so we stay in Hawaii for the next event, the Sony Open. What do you know about Wailea Country Club?
So I was there last year with Hunter. It's, for me, it's crazy how you go from the hardest walk on tour to the easiest walk on tour. How about
flat.
That?
Is it? Flat. It seems flat on
it's
TV.
As flat as can be. You're not really stressing out with relation to the work. The walk, I mean.
Yeah.
And and even the workload. Like I said, the workload is low key hard in Maui because, like I said, it's a long golf course, and
there's lots of places you could be like on that course.
Right. There's, like I said, some of the highlights, like you hit one ball like a little bit dice, like you could be, in the bushes or high stuff, and so granted, the fairways are what the fairways are, but like you said, you still got to do it. Right. And so, Wailea, like I said, it was unreal to even go there my first time. Literally, that was 2017, right after. Because if you play, realistically, if you play Kapalua, like, you might as well play Sony.
I mean, you're there anyway.
You're there anyway. Do a 2-week trip, especially people that live on the East Coast. Like, it's not feasible to just, go back home and, like I said, wait a week. And then if you play Palm Springs or whatever, like, have to come back. Definitely it's tight golf course. Rough is normally high. It's hard to judge. How the ball's going to come out of the rough. And it's windy there. There's some wind. And so, like, some of the fairways are hard to hit. And then there's some key holes that you got to hit the fairway. And so I think the hardest part is hitting the fairways. And then, like I said, depending how windy it is, you can either attack or not attack. But like I said, it's definitely, in my opinion, a ball striker's golf course. Not really long, but ball strikers definitely it favors for sure. And like I said, it's a plotter's golf course.
Yes.
Like I said, you don't have to be long. Think of guys that have done well there that, drive the ball well, ball strike. Russell Henley is a guy that, always does well there for some reason. Like I said, not really long, but very accurate, and then there also, you got to putt pretty decent. Yes. So a combination of, the average ball striker with a good flat stick is normally going to take care of business there. That's why I like guys like Kevin Na, not very long, good ball striker, good putter. Like I said, that's not a golf course that you have to overpower, which I kind of like, because now it requires like golf IQ, and I always like a place for me personally, because that's how I'm going to have to play, like personally in my life, is I attack and dissect golf courses from that perspective, because I'm not going to overpower golf courses. Yeah.
So for me, 7,000 yards. So
right. And so for me, like I said, it feels more at home in my type of, world. Yeah. So,
I mean, a guy who usually does well is Cameron Smith, who just won.
Yeah. Like I said, he's gotten length. Like, I feel like these days, but for the most part, good ball striker. Yeah. I've been in groups with him, good putter, and just like I said, the more and more confidence he's got, like it's definitely showing.
Yeah, no, I mean, it seems he can only win right now in New Orleans and in Hawaii. So
right.
I mean,
the grasses are similar.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Is it like Bermuda?
Yes. Yes.
It is. It is Bermuda. Okay.
Yes.
Did not know that.
And so, like I said, grasses are similar, and he's in Florida. And like I said, those type of players, ball strikers, and there you go.
I didn't know that was in Bermuda. I knew the grass. I was watching some highlights of past Sony Opens, and I was like, it was pretty hefty rough. And I was like, I mean, they make it look easy. Justin Thomas a few years ago shot 59.
Oh, yeah. I think that was the week. I think that was the week I was there.
Yeah.
In 2017, if I believe it correct. I think it was actually. Yeah. So long ago. But yeah, like I said, that 59, impressive. Trust me.
You have to golf your ball.
I mean, going in as a caddy, you're like, today, like, 3-4 under is going to be a good day. And when you see him doing what he does, it's like, dude, it's just how, even us, like how, so.
Yeah, I think that's more of the remarkable stuff that the pro, like, they go really low, like that mindset. You really have to like keep it going. Like, I noticed when I make a couple 2-3 birdies, I'm like feeling pretty good. I'm like, and you're kind of like, don't screw it up in the back of your head instead of like keep it going.
And that's the difference, is they're not there. They're still in attack mode. And at the end of the day, I'll be honest, like, their swings are so much more efficient.
Yeah.
So much more efficient. Like I said, I think they still think similar things, the pros, but they just have different scales. Like, their bad is, not even middle close to. Yeah, exactly. So they're always have a chance. That's why they can go low when everything's working together. So. But yeah, no, I definitely like that golf course.
You do? Okay.
It's like I said, it's a plotter's golf course. You gotta, it's not, like I said, hit the fairway, get a lot of looks, and then it becomes a putting competition.
Indeed. So who do you like over there this week? Who's your dark horse? I guess we can start with that.
As a dark horse, you're gonna be mad at me. I haven't totally peaked, but if Luke Donald's playing this week, I like him as a dark horse.
Donald.
That's a name that, like I said, he's, I think he's low 40s, if anything. Again, he
40s, yeah.
He could be 39. Regardless, he's in that realm. Great short game. And one thing that I did find out is he was actually in college known as a ball striker.
Yeah.
And then couple that with, some short game. And I think that's my dark horse, personally.
I was thinking Luke Donald. When I was thinking Cameron Smith, I was like, he's got a very similar game to Luke Donald as far as consistent ball striking, just great chipper and putter.
Great chipper and putter. Great chipper and putter.
Mm-hmm.
For the winner this week, for a guy that's going to get it done, like I like a guy like Corey Connors. I mean, I'm, staying in the Canadian family and, worked for Mackenzie for a couple years and definitely got to see him in action a lot. He's definitely one that, I think when he was in the 126 to 150 category, didn't officially have a card. I think he finished like top 5 there a couple years ago. And
dude, I'm not gonna lie, that's who I chose as my winner as well.
Oh, I mean, it's hard not to.
Right. I mean, out of all the players, CBS has Hideki Matsuyama. That's kind of a safe choice, but Corey Connors is like an extremely good ball striker.
Elite.
Yes.
Elite, dude. Like it's elite. Mm-hmm. Luckily, I keep in contact with his coach.
Mm-hmm.
He worked with Mac, and so we've had a grown a real good relationship, and it's elite. And like I said, it's just nice to be in that realm and circle, and he's great with me. If I have any questions or I send him some swing videos, he'll kind of take a look. But like I said, ultimately with me, I know I just need to put in work more than like have somebody like analyze.
Yeah.
So me, it's just putting in the work, and so like I said, that's kind of where I'm at with my golf game at the moment too.
Yeah, I mean, Corey Connors, that dude's a birdie machine. When he gets his putting going, that's like his only thing. If he can just make some putts, he can make some.
And at birdies. The end of the day, I'd rather have a guy that's having a lot of looks than a guy that's not having a lot of looks, because you figure he's going to get the feel one day or 1 week and just feel hot. I'll take his chances because at least he's having looks. Right? He has a lot of looks.
Yeah.
And so ultimately, like, I don't know how you work the stats officially, but like, I think he's actually doing a decent job for the most part from my eyes, because he doesn't make a lot of putts because he has a lot of looks. So it goes both ways, right?
That's true.
Like obviously his skew of whatever his stats is, obviously, it is his weakness, I'm sure. But like I said, I think because he has a lot of looks, it doesn't help his case.
Yeah, when you have like 15, 16 looks and you cut like 10 of those, that's not going to look good on the scorecard stats.
Right. So like I said, I have a couple friends that are there, and I keep in touch with. They say the rough is really up this week.
It's brutal this week.
Yeah, up more than normal, and it's playing soft. I haven't looked at the weather and the wind.
I got you though. I did check it. It's absolutely perfect. It's like
so
highs of 80, no wind, 5 to 10.
Right. So, which I mean, like I said, the ball strikers are gonna eat.
We could easily see 20 unders again. Maybe
correct.
30.
Correct. So like I said, based on that, obviously again the rough is going to be the key. Just not going in it. But like I said, good ball strikers are like I said, on those ultimately on the holes that you're out of position, get your 4 and get out of there. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and then there are such things as good bogeys.
Yeah.
It's when you double, that's when it's tough.
Killer momentum.
Right.
And
doubles. Doubles are definitely killers, because like I said, bogeys, it's one shot, get back.
Yeah.
Double, that's easily 2. Now your mind wants to press.
Right.
Especially when you don't have to at times.
Yeah. Which makes it incredible, Tiger doubling what, 3 times in the 2008 U.S. Open, the first hole.
Dude,
Like,
it's unreal.
Like who does that and ends up
Like I
winning?
said, I mean, there are impressive guys. Like I said, what Cam Smith and John Rahm did, like that's very impressive. But like what Tiger does,
Then that's another
yeah.
level.
Like I said, that's already in a category in itself of impressive. You know, even if you didn't have the Tiger thing, we'd still be amazed. But then Tiger puts it to another level. It's just unreal.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Do you have a contender that you're looking at that's like, yeah, you're feeling okay about? Like he could be around.
Like I said, I'm gonna have to go with a guy, Russell Henley. I mean, he's that guy is very sneaky. You know, luckily, like I said, he's very sneaky and just goes about his business. You know, like I said, you don't really hear from him much, but he's gonna top 10 on you a couple times a year. You know, plenty times a year, and have a chance some tournaments. You know, like I said, like think about it, like. I've even forgot about this. Like, dude, like he should have won Wyndham.
Yeah.
You know, like he didn't even get into the playoff. You know?
Right.
So, and how about the US Open? You know?
Yeah, he was right there.
He was right there too. Like I said, like that's a guy that's a contender that I mean, I think he always contends in my book. Yeah. He's as steady as as it comes.
Very similar to his game to me. I always think of like Brandt Snedeker.
Yeah,
like they're very similar.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely a younger version of a Brandt Snedeker.
Yeah.
Right. Very consistent, great putter when it's hot. And so like I said, and he's won 3 times, I believe. So it's like he's back home. That was his first win. Years ago, and so like I said, like. I like him as a contender.
Okay. Yeah. So I got our odds up right here. So by the way, Corey Connors 28-1. That's both our winners. That's decent. Yeah. You put $100, that's decent.
Oh, I mean, like I said, Corey, like I said, I'm always feeling pretty good if I'm picking Corey Connors.
Yeah. Russell Henley is 33-1. So that's a solid bet.
Same realm.
Yeah, you got a little $50 people at home. I'm not saying listen to us, but we know what we're talking about. Come on.
Right. At least we think we do.
Yeah, exactly. So he's a good look. I got my contender. I got Billy Horschel, 40-1. I looked at Billy's recent play. Obviously, won the premier event in the now DP World Tour, the BMW PGA Championship, and he's been playing on the European Tour and pretty steadily. I don't think he's missed a cut in a few months. So that's one that's good. He's steady.
I actually
good ball striker.
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot about Billy Horschel. I mean, like I said, I think he's another guy that, like I said, like he's very sneaky, very, very sneaky. And like I said, he fits, good putter when he's hot.
Yeah.
And like I said, good ball striker, solid, consistent. And again, he's in that realm of he's not going to bomb, outpower golf courses, but he's long enough, plenty long enough.
Oh yeah.
And that's actually kind of cool. Fun fact, by the way, for my big fantasy championship, I took down his golf coach, Todd Anderson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Dang. So fun fact, he was in the league that I was in, and that's my main league that I'm very passionate about. And like I said, not only is he a good golf instructor, but he knows his football.
Okay. Shout out to Todd Anderson.
I take that victory. I'm very proud of that victory because I mean, not many victories you can he had. So
take them when you get them, man.
Exactly. Like I said, I'm gonna ride this year out. Claiming as fantasy champ.
Yeah, dude. Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. I got third in my league. So better not next year. So, Billy Horschel, he's got that interesting, like kind of choppy motion with the swing and his putting style, but it's always, I don't know, he's solid and consistent with it. And like Cameron Smith, he's won in New Orleans twice. So
right. I mean, the grasses. Hey, how about this? Another one like Cameron Smith. They're both Jacksonville residents.
There you go.
There we go.
I think just bet the house on Billy Horschel, people.
I mean, I think we're not going to go wrong there.
Yeah. Throw a little, your bottom dollar at least, folks. If you're going to throw a bottom dollar, though, I have my dark horse, 200-1, Davis Riley. Young player. I actually played with him in junior golf. He's young and up and comer. He played well at the Butterfield Bermuda Championship, which I feel
top
like
10 there, by the way, I believe, right? Yeah.
So it's a similar type of, tropical type of feel.
Yeah.
So I got a feeling he's going to show up this week. So
ball striker.
Ball striker. Throw your bottom dollar people at him. 200 to 1. You got $1, you're gonna make $100. I mean, $200. So
hey, I mean, throwing free money at you guys.
Yeah, exactly. So those are my picks. You said Luke Donald. I actually don't see him.
He might not even be in the field. I think he is in the field.
He would be a good pick though if he is. I don't see him yet. But Luke Donald. I do have a video. I don't know if you know that. I have a video on Luke Donald as well.
Oh, okay.
Happened to him. Yeah.
He came out with I mean, way back in the day, he did this thing on YouTube on the Masterclass series.
With Mizuno?
Yeah, did you watch that?
I did watch. It was very good. He's great at those little lessons on video.
He came out with another one. Just
really?
Recently, and it's been, I don't know how long. And I will tell you one more story real quick on Luke Donald. I believe it was... We were paired with him at Pebble Beach when I was caddying for Mackenzie. I don't know what year, regardless of what year. And obviously, I'm still a golf nerd, right? Like I said, I'm not as golf nerdy as I used to be, right? Because you're in the realm.
You've been there, yeah. You're
not really like studying guys like you used to, because you got to keep it, professional, even though you're fans of a lot of guys. So it's funny because we were paired with him. And I brought it up to Mac, like, hey, did you ever watch the and we were both like, yeah, you did too. So like, again, Mac, also a golf nerd. Great. Like I said, got along great there. Like I said, golf nerd. And so we all watched the Masterclass, right? And the Pro-Am is kind of a relaxed setting because you have amateurs, right? So it's not as serious, even though you're still trying to, do well. And Luke wasn't, he was focused on what he was doing. Like I said, he's not being mean, right? Like I said, but we were curious because we're like, okay, let's see when he gets into a dicey spot, like we get to watch our own masterclass now. And he did that a couple of times. He got into some spots where me and Mac look at each other and like, no way, getting up and down. And so it's funny because, like I said, not to totally like, be like, fanboy on him. Like we're like, hey, Luke, we watched your master. We liked it. Oh, thanks. Like just acknowledged it. But again, we didn't want to get into too much, in depth with it. So, but like I said, it's cool to see, man. Like I said, me being a fan of the game, and like I said, watching the master class
and actually getting to know these players.
And getting to see it, front row seat. I mean, I look at it for me too. Like I said, I got to look at it this way. Like I have front row seats to the best players in the world. That's cool. Like that alone is cool, let alone like caddying, right?
Right. Yeah.
So, but like I said, it's funny because, like I said, he just came out with another. I don't know if you've seen it, but he came out with another masterclass, and it's been forever. So it got me excited, almost like the Matrix coming out with a movie again. I was like, the masterclass is, trying to make a, return.
I did see. I think one of your stories had him like chipping on a green, and he was just like picking it, like
correct,
delicately. Like
I said, I've seen a lot. A short game. He's definitely up there, especially getting out of jail. So couple that, like I said, I don't forget, but I think like the newer guys don't realize, dude, the dude was one in the world.
Number one in the world. Yeah.
Number one in the world. Like, I don't care. I mean, I don't know. Again, I'm not as good as I used to be. I don't think Phil has gotten to number one in the world. Has he not?
He is not. He got to he was obviously number two, but he was close. Few occasions where he just needed one good round.
Right. Yeah. And so, like I said, like, I don't care what you say, like I said, getting to number one in the world is huge. So, like I said, I mean, he's definitely one guy that I definitely like, like he's my older type of player, obviously like Tiger growing up, he's looking at, Snead and all those guys, like the guys that are in the lower 40s, upper 50s, those are the guys that I watch, right?
Right.
And so, like I said, those are my, my crew. Like, obviously, people when they're younger, Jordan's their guy. My guy was Kobe, right?
Yeah.
Like, everybody goes like, oh, Jordan. Like, I'm not saying Jordan, but I grew up watching Kobe.
Right. Yeah,
So
that's who you're familiar with. That's
who I'm familiar with,
comfort
right?
food. You know
Exactly. So
no, yeah. Shout out to Luke Donald if you are playing. Daryl's got some money on you. No, he
yeah,
doesn't. But
I mean,
hypothetical money he's got on.
I mean, you know what? Like a guy that I would, I would shout out. Like I said, I don't know what his number is, but a guy like Lee Hodges. He's a guy that just graduated Corn Ferry. Good ball striker. Can putt, solid, consistent. I mean, that's definitely a guy that I would, he's my Russell. He's my Russell Henley.
First timer, gonna get
first timer type of guy.
Okay.
Lee
Hodges, shout out. If you're playing. If you're not playing, then
he is playing.
Oh, he is? Okay.
I know he is playing. That I know. Again, his odds might not be up, but I know he's playing. So at least covers my tracks if my Luke Donald pick doesn't.
Right. You got a backup for your dark horse.
Yeah. So like I said, I wasn't on top of the ball there.
No, you're good. You're good, dude.
But I'm pretty sure, like I said, again, I'm pretty sure Luke Donald's playing.
Yeah.
Unless something happened.
Yeah. I guess we shall see. It's been fun previewing the Sony Open. This is pretty much the format, folks, of how we're going to get into it. We're going to preview review our picks from last time, and then we're going to preview the tournament, and then have some stories thrown around in between. To finish this episode, Derell, do you have any stories about Wildlife Country Club or the Sony Open tournament? Were you there during the 2018?
I actually wasn't. Wasn't, to be honest with you. Like I said, I mean, my friends, I had friends that were there and they were texting me nonstop. Like I said, honestly, I mean, what a crazy experience, right? Like I said, I could only see from the outside coming in, but I know it was very serious, because like I said, guys were calling their family like, hey, this is it. Like, if I don't talk to you anymore. And, like I said, so
I can't imagine.
Yeah. Like I said, I honestly, like I said, that was a crazy week. It almost seemed, unreal. Right. But it was real, obviously it wasn't, but like I said, but the moment of like, hey, I'm getting ready to this is it for me. And so, like I said, that was crazy, but I mean, I don't really have anything, too crazy with that event. Again, for the most part, we're there to just take care of business. You know what I mean? There's, 2-year exemption, Masters invite, $1 million FedEx on the line for the winner, FedEx Cup points. So I think, during the week is not as, quote unquote fun as you're
in Hawaii. So
you're in Hawaii. Like, everybody thinks it's amazing, but like I said, at the end of the day, we're there to take care of business. One thing is, most guys play the Palm Springs event after. And I mean, it's very little low key. Most of the guys take the Sunday night. There is a 10 p.m. flight.
A charter?
Yeah. Not a charter.
Oh, okay.
Just there's always a flight there from, it's either goes to LA or San Diego. And most guys take that. It's red eye. And so it's, you want to make the cut there because otherwise you're stuck there for 2 days because you're not going to change your flight for the most part. You're going to be staying there.
Yeah.
And so that's a week for sure. Like, if you go all the way to Hawaii, you want to make the cut because I don't leave till Sunday night.
Right.
So might as well, make it worth it, basically.
Exactly.
But that's all I got for you, man.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll end on, I got some random facts for us. If Derell ever doesn't have a story, I do have random facts about the tournament. Just to finish us off here. 1983, Isao Aoki became the Japan's first PGA Tour winner when he holed out a wedge shot to beat Jack Renner by a stroke. Speaking of score records, like last week, in 1998, John Houston finished -28 and broke the PGA Tour scoring record to par. Before then, that record was held by the Hawk, Ben Hogan, in 1945. So that was a long time. 43 years. So, and then Ernie broke that in 2003, and then we just saw that being broke last week. So that's pretty wild. Sony Open's known for giving out sponsor exemptions to young local phenoms. Of course, we all remember Michelle Wee.
Yep.
Her appearance is there. 14-year-old girl, and she was almost making the cut.
I know.
Yeah, Tad Fujikawa, he made the cut, made an awesome eagle on the last hole. We all remember that. And also shout out to Michelle Wee's classmate. He was a high schooler that also got a sponsor redemption. And lastly, as we were just talking about, Derell and I, we're talking about the 2018 Sony Open, which was briefly disrupted by a false emergency alarm that stated a ballistic missile had been launched toward Hawaii. And staff members reportedly attempted to take shelter in the players' locker room. The media center was ordered to evacuate, and several players were posted messages on social media about the erroneous alert, which was sent to all smartphones in the state. Ultimately, like I said, it was an error, which we can only imagine the feelings in those hours or minutes or whatever it was directly after it, what it was like. But yeah, that's some fun facts about the Sony Open. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, Derell.
Awesome.
You were great. This is technically, I guess, episode 1 for us. Ideally, our goal is to do week to week, but we'll do it one podcast at a time. We'll be cliche with it. One podcast. I mean,
I definitely think worst comes to worst once a month. Worst case.
Yeah.
And so we'll just catch you guys up on everything. So like I said, worst case. Again, the goal is to get it every week, but let's run it and let's see what 2022 has to offer.
Yeah.
Still awkward saying that. I haven't. How about this? I haven't dated anything of 2022 yet, so I think I'm good there.
Yeah, I've made some mistakes already. 2021.
I've been lucky so far.
Yeah, you got it. I mean, you got to almost. It's tradition to make a mistake. Yeah, 2022, y'all. Happy New Year. I guess I'll sign us off here. I appreciate y'all watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment below. Words mean something to me.